Hey guys, so I was told to check out this Bandai Namco Entertainment product survey. It's told there's some good stuff in here, so let's go ahead and see for ourselves what this says. Figured I'd make a video on this. Just a good opportunity to give my thoughts on whatever questions they're giving us here. Thank you very much for choosing Bandai Namco Entertainment Inc. We are providing a product survey for providers to send us their thoughts and improve the quality of our services. We would very much appreciate it if you could take time to answer our survey. We apologize, but the service is only available in English. Well, good thing I speak English. All right, so Bandai Namco Entertainment Inc. product survey. Thank you very much for choosing Bandai Namco Entertainment Inc. We're writing a survey. Yeah, we already read that. Okay, next. All right, here we go. How would you rate your satisfaction with Dragon Ball Legends? I feel like they ask this question every time, which is fine. How would I put my satisfaction level? It's probably between a 7 and an 8. I think for the most part, they're doing fine. There are definitely a few areas where I think they could improve. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail about that. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk about those things later on in this video. I think instead of an 8, I think I'll put 7. 7 is a fair assessment, I think, of the game right now for me. Regarding Dragon Ball Legends, how do you feel about the following points? Entertainment value. That's very broad. It's very general. Entertainment value. It's very tough to just evaluate off of a 5 rating scale like this. I'd say I'm more satisfied than not. I would imagine that more satisfied than not is probably going to be my most picked answer here, but we'll see. Systems, rules, tutorial clarity. So this is just like the fundamentals of the game. Systems, rules, tutorial clarity. Like how easy is it to like understand how to play the game? I think it's pretty simple. Let's go satisfied. Feeling of achievement. Do you feel you can continue playing without getting bored? I feel like a lot of recent metas have become this thing where it's just like the best character is just on every single team. You queue up into PvP, every single match you play is the same characters. And I feel like that really hurts the, I don't know, like the longevity, the feeling of achievement. I mean, they're calling it feeling of achievement, but it's like, can you continue playing without getting bored? For a little bit, yeah, but once you fight, the same character for the 27th time in a row, are you still having fun? Yes, but it's definitely less fun than it would have been if you actually fought different units. There was a point in time, I think actually before Goju to Blue released for Legends Festival, where we had a lot of viable teams and you actually ran into different teams quite often, but right now it's not like that. I'm gonna go with can't say. Let's do that. Balance and difficulty. So when they say difficulty, I'm assuming they're talking about mostly PvE related stuff, because it's really tough to just say difficulty for PvP, because like PvP difficulty is just based off of the person you're fighting against. Balance and difficulty. I guess balance maybe is more towards PvP and then difficulty is for PvE. PvE is not really that difficult. It's just annoying and it's just PvP is just bad, period. Like PvE for me is not fun. Yes, there are people that like PvE in the game, so I'm not calling you like, dumb or something for liking PvE, but for me, I classify PvE as being boring and I don't like PvE. Balance in PvP. Yeah. Time frequency and responsiveness for loading / downloads. So downloads I think are fine. Downloads typically don't take me a long time, but I have a pretty fast internet connection. For loading, there's a lot of instances where like you're going back and forth between menus and like exchange shops and stuff like that, and it definitely does feel annoying. Every time you click the guild screen, it takes like 30 seconds to load. I will say, I'll say more dissatisfied than not, just because like navigating through the menus of the game just takes way too long, I think. In-game layout, home screen, battle screen, etc. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'd say more satisfied than not. The only layout I don't like is the exchange shop layout, just because there's way too many exchange shops. They got to consolidate that. Multiplayer functionality. Oh, this is just a general PvP question. Multiplayer functionality, PvP, guilds, co-op, matching, etc. So I don't like the fact that they're grouping all of this into one question, because it's like, how do you judge co-op and PvP in the same rating? That's really stupid. They should have mixed these up into different questions. Like PvP should have been its own question, guild should have been its own question, co-op should have been its own question, because like they're so different from each other. That's like, this is like asking, how much do you like tuna and how much do you like, I don't know, potatoes? And it's the same question. Like, how do you rate that? You can't rate both of those in the same question. I don't know. I'm just gonna say this. I think co-op is bad. I think the guild system sucks. I mean, I generally like PvP. I'm actually, I enjoy playing PvP, but it's the same questions. What am I supposed to do? I'm just gonna put that. Sure. Communication features with other players, guilds, chat feature, item trading, etc. I mean, there is no chat feature and there is no item trading. Okay. If you selected satisfied or more satisfied than not for entertainment value, please explain your reason for choosing so below. I mean, that's such a broad question. Entertainment value. I generally enjoy playing the game. I mean, I don't. What else are they looking for there? What do you feel with the following points? Amounts of in-game content, characters, story, locations, item types, etc. I will say, this might be a surprise, but I'll say this. I think they release way too infrequent. They do way too infrequent releases for new units. I think we need, if you take a look, I made a tweet about this, and I also think I mentioned this in a few videos, but if you take a look at the amount of summonable sparkings they released in 2022 as opposed to 2021, 2021 had like over 10 more summonable sparkings throughout the year than 2022. So they're, for some reason, cutting back on the amount of summonable units they're releasing, so that's not good. Story, I actually do like the story a lot. Locations, not really, that's just like maps or something, like backgrounds. Item types, I don't like the item types because there's actually just like 6 times as many as there should be. There are way too many items in this game that they don't need to exist. So I'm going to put that. Reproduction of original works, graphics, character powers, traits, etc. Yeah, this I'm satisfied with this. I think they do a really good job with the models of the characters, the animations of the attacks, you know, the LF animations, intro animation. I think they all look really good. I don't really have any specific complaints about the reproduction of like the animations or models of the characters at all. I think that's fine. Production quality, graphics, sound effects, etc. Yep, I think it's fine. In-game summoning / recruiting feature. Okay. Summons, huh? So I think LF banners are extremely good. Double Z power, double rates with the summon coin feature, really good. The actual summon system for those banners is very good. However, Ultra banners and All-Star banners, I mean, we haven't had an All-Star banner in a while, so is it really fair to comment on that? I'm going to, because we only have the last banner that released to base our opinion on. Ultra banners are actually horrible, like beyond terrible. And then All-Star banners, as bad as I just described Ultra banners, are actually even worse than Ultra banners. Like, All-Star banners are actually the worst banners in the game, hands down, period. So it's tough. Like, again, it's tough to rate like the system as a whole, because the systems between those different types of banners are so different from each other. Like, if you actually compare LF step up banners compared to All-Star banners, it's actually incomparable. LF step ups, you're getting double Z power, double rates. You're getting different steps. You can get up to a free multi. You can get a guaranteed EX step, and you get summon coins. Like, how is that comparable to an All-Star banner? So I'm just gonna say this. I don't care. I think All-Star banners and Ultra banners, being as bad as they are, bring the rating down of this to that level. Login bonuses and rewards for clearing stages. So until recently, I would say that they actually did a pretty decent job at providing a relatively good amount of free-to-play resources, whether it's, skip tickets, energy, erasers, crystals, all that stuff. Everything you get for free from the game. But I'd say recently, if they're going to continue this trend of releasing like a lot of big banners in succession, like we just had Ultra Hit drop only a month after Ultra Gogeta did. And what that hit did is that hit banner basically just replaced where an All-Star banner would have been. So I don't think the actual banner pacing is different than it would have been. It's just the fact that they replaced the All-Star banner with an Ultra banner, which definitely does matter. And I think if they're going to do that, they need to increase the amount of resources and crystals that they provide for us for free. So I'm going to say more dissatisfied than not. I think they need to give us more crystals. And I've been very vocal about this recently. I think on Twitter and in other videos I've made, I've mentioned repeatedly that they don't give us enough free-to-play crystals anymore. I think they need to increase the amount that they give us. Okay. We're only 50% of the way done. Damn, this is long. Okay, I'm going to start going a little bit faster here. FAQ and help feature clarity. I can't say. I don't know. Information posted to official websites, official social media. Yeah, very good. I think the one thing that Legends does really well is they actually communicate very well with the player base. I mean, they used to do, actually, you know, I might bump this down to more satisfying than that, because they used to do the dev letters and they don't do those anymore. I think that those were a really good idea. But I think like revealing the characters in reveals and stuff, but then also giving us information on like other upcoming events. They're always posting on social media. I think the difference between the information that's posted on the Japanese social media versus the English social media is almost like, it's like what, a minute apart at max. So I think they do a good job of providing information, and everything is pretty good. I don't really have an issue with this. Level of dedication on the part of the development team. How am I supposed to answer this? Well, I don't know. To me, the biggest level of dedication is portrayed through the character models, animations, and visuals. Because I think those do take the most time to create. And because I'm satisfied with those aspects, I'm going to give them a more satisfied than not. Level of dedication on the part of the development team. Please explain your reasoning. Sure, I'll explain my reasoning. I don't really understand how we are supposed to answer this. However, since the visual aspects of the game probably take the most amount of time and effort to create, i.e. models, animations, etc., I think the dev team does a good job. Period. Let's go. Next. Would you recommend Dragon Ball Legends to a friend or acquaintance? So I like the way that this is not a good way of framing this question, I don't think. They've done a previous way of doing this question earlier in earlier surveys where they had two iterations of this question. The first one was, would you recommend this game to a friend or acquaintance who likes Dragon Ball, who's a Dragon Ball fan? And then the second one was, would you recommend Dragon Ball Legends to a friend or acquaintance who doesn't know Dragon Ball? I think that's a better way of doing this. For this one, I would just go ahead and say 5. I mean, if you don't like Dragon Ball, you're not going to play, period. There's not really, I don't think, a big enough of an allure to play the game if you're not a Dragon Ball fan. But if you are a Dragon Ball fan, yeah, like 10 out of 10. This is a great game. So I don't know. I feel that players' opinions are reflected in this game and its services. I'm so pressured to pick this. It doesn't apply. I think there are certain areas where they do listen, but I think there's obviously a lot of areas where they don't listen. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it doesn't really apply. I feel like it is a central part of my life or something that I live for. I feel like most people are pressing this. For me, yeah. It does. I make videos on this game literally every single day, and you know, I'm not doing this for free. It is in case you guys weren't aware, me creating videos on this game does substantiate a decently large portion of income for me. So I will say yes, this applies. But this is not an answer that I think most people will give. For most people, this game is probably not a central part of your life, or is something that you live for. The way that they worded this is so insane. Okay. I want to enjoy this game even more. Yeah. Who's saying no to this? I want to be inspired by this game. Sure, yes. I want to enjoy this with my friends and family. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about that as much, but yeah, I mean, sure, if they're gonna do that, then sure, I'll take that. I want to talk about this game with other people. Yes, applies for sure. If you have any other points about the game or comments about the services you'd like us to provide, please list them here. We need more characters. Send. And that's it. We are finished. So there we go. That is the survey. I think they asked some pretty interesting questions. A lot of the questions they asked, though, I feel like they were just worded or asked in a very weird or ineffective way, right? Like they asked a question, the biggest, like the dumbest question they asked by far was like, what are your opinions on multiplayer content? And it was like PvP and co-op and guilds. Like those things couldn't be more different than each other. How can you ask for a general opinion on those things when they're just not even remotely close to each other? It's very strange, but those are my answers. Let me know down below what you guys put for your answers. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like you're actually going to get anything from doing this, but I figured making a video on this was fine because it seems like they actually asked some pretty, decent questions here. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know down below what you guys thought, and I will see you guys all in the next one.